Spice up your art with a little glitz and glamour. I'm Julie Fei Fan Balzer, your host for Make It Artsy, and what's art without a little bling? So I've got 3 ways to jazz up stencils, and you can see we're using sparkling metallic modeling paste, we're using foil, and we're using glitter. So it's all very easy. When I look for stencils in the store, I try to think about stencils that have a lot of variety. So this could be one big design. You could also take each of these leaf sections individually. You could also cut apart and only use part of the leaf. You could also just use the fleur-de-lis, just use the bee. It's very flexible. So when you look at stencils, try not to think of them as an overall design, but what can you do with the parts? So today, we're just gonna pay attention to that bee. So all I'm gonna do is put the bee down onto my tag, just like this. I don't need to tape it or anything else. Then we're gonna start with some metallic modeling paste. You can get gold, this happens to be copper. This is a palette knife. You can also use a plastic knife, a credit card, whatever works for you. But basically it's kind of like icing a cake. You're gonna take out a lump of it, and then you're simply going to put it down and brush right over the top. You get a little too much on there, which is just what you want, because then you come over and you put the rest back in the jar. It's a kind of actually a thrifty thing because you're not actually wasting anything. So I'm gonna scrape off as much excess as I can. And when I pull away the stencil, ooh, you can see I have this absolutely beautiful bee that is metallic and shiny, and when he dries, he'll look fantastic. So that's just one use. I'm gonna place a piece of deli paper under my stencil and then grab a baby wipe, and I'm gonna be able to clean up this stencil quickly and easily. And the only reason I'm really cleaning it is just because I'm about to go to some non-colored pastes, and I wanna make sure that they don't transfer on. You want to always clean the back of the stencil if you're worried about color transfer, as well as the front. So once that's done, now, this is really cool. We're gonna use something, a kind of modeling paste that's meant for foiling. And what that means is for foil to adhere, okay, you have to use something that is still tacky when it's dry. It can't be something that's gonna be completely dry. So again, same process. You know how to do this now. I'm just gonna put it down, scrape the excess back into my jar, remove the stencil. Now it doesn't really look like anything at the moment, but that's okay because when it dries, it will be clear like this and tacky, meaning it sticks to my finger. So I have a sheet of foil. One side has rainbow stripes and the other side is just plain. You wanna put that plain side down against that tackiness. Then you're just gonna rub. If you want, you can use a card or something to encourage it, or you can just really intensely get in there with your fingers. You should be able to both feel and see the foil starting to cling to that paste that you put down. Now the thing is, I actually did this maybe a week ago and let it dry, and it's still tacky, so that's how cool that is. And when you pull the foil off, and you can always go back down if you feel like anything didn't adhere, but when you pull the foil off, you'll see you have a totally cool blinged out bee. There you go. Look at that, and it's all rainbow striped foil. I think that is super cool. So our last method is actually the messiest. So I'm gonna go ahead, I have my tag, I have my bee. We're gonna do the same cleaning technique that we did before, where we just wanna make sure we have the old paste off and the new paste is going on, so flip it both ways. And then I'm going to place my stencil down, put my bee down, and now I'm gonna use a clear modeling paste. And this is literally what it sounds like. Modeling paste or molding paste, they're the same thing, just different names. Basically is a dimensional paste that allows you to model things, right? It allows you to create a slightly 3D raised image. So this is a really thick and heavy paste. So it's clear, which is what I want because I'm about to add glitter to it. And I don't want the paste to show, I just want the glitter to show. So I'm peeling it off, and you can see how neat and clean that is. A lot of people who have not had success with stenciling, and what they mean by that usually is that it's not clean, really like modeling paste because it's so thick and gives you great results. I put my glitter into a plastic container so that I can be a little bit neater, because all I'm gonna do now is sort of scoop my tag in here and dump the glitter onto that bee. And it's only gonna stick where you can see the modeling paste. And I just tap it off, and in no time at all, right, you can see that I have my nice little glitter bee, and you can use a paintbrush or your finger to just clean up any stray items, but look at that gorgeous shine. So you can see how quick and easy we were able to do all three of these, from foiling to glitter to the metallic modeling paste to turn it into a card. I just cut out my bees, I added a little sentiment, and it's super easy. You could add this to a scrapbook page. You could certainly do this for any kind of jewelry, paper crafting, your art journal. You could do them as part of centerpieces. There are so many possibilities. How about cutting them out afterwards, right along the edges? It would be really cute.